Well, for more now on the Prime Minister's major announcements at the conference, this so-called Green Jobs Plan, we are joined by the Minister for Employment Participation, Senator Mark Arbib. Minister, thanks for joining us.
Hey, David.
How many jobs will this create? Well,
straight off the bat, 10,000 jobs with the new Green Jobs Corps, which is for young, unemployed people under the age of 25. So that's 10,000 jobs.
But hang on, these are unemployed people. Does that mean you're calling this a job, or they're what, going to be planting trees, fixing walking tracks, but they're remaining on New Start, on the unemployment benefit?
No, well, this is a work experience program. So they go into their...
Well, hang on, a job or a work experience program?
A work experience program is a job. They'll be actually working during this time. So they go in, they'll be working on these green projects, bushland regeneration, habitat regeneration, and that is part of it. But also we're talking about, in terms of insulation, 4,000 training places for people that are working in the insulation industry, and that's going to be for people who are long-term unemployed, disadvantaged youth. They're the people who will be getting that sort of training. We're also, in terms of that, 6,000 jobs, which will be coming out of the Jobs Fund, which was a $650 million jobs fund that came through the stimulus package. And these are going to be jobs in the green sector, again, working on those sort of projects. Also, insulation, also looking at things like retrofitting, energy efficiency savings, etc.
OK, but I just want to get back to these 10,000 long-term unemployed. These are kids who've been out of work for more than a year who will now be put onto this green core. When you say it's a job, do they get sick leave? Do they get superannuation? How is this not just the same as a work for the dole scheme?
Well, in terms of the program, I don't have all the details.
You're the minister, though.
Well, I am, but I don't have all the details today for you, mate. But what I do,
what I can tell you... It's just been announced by the Prime Minister at the Labor conference. Is it a set-piece announcement of the day?
It's 10,000 young people, 26 weeks, training, plus work, day after day. This is a great result for those young people who otherwise would be sitting around with nothing to do.
But it's something still being worked out.
No, this program will get underway January 1, 2010. And obviously some of the details will still need to be finalised, but it will be provided.
Is one of those details whether it's a job or whether it's work experience?
Well, it's a fine line, but can I tell you, it is work experience. Work experience, though, is a job, David. These people will be working day in, day out on these green projects.
But work experience doesn't carry the entitlements. It doesn't carry a salary. A job carries those things.
No, they will be getting paid to do that work.
Right.
So it is a job.
They won't be on the New Start allowance?
No, well, I'll get back to you with those details.
But you don't know whether they'll just stay on unemployment benefits or get a salary? That seems to be a pretty clear distinction between whether it's a job or not.
Well, David, I've told you I'm happy to get back to you with those details.
All right. Because this is being sold as a green jobs plan, but the centrepiece, we don't know if it's jobs or not.
We're not just saying that. We're saying it's green jobs and training. Because the other side is in terms of the apprentices.
Where are the jobs as part of this jobs and training?
Well, there's two. There's the 10,000, which is part of the Green Jobs Corps, but there's also the 6,000 jobs that are coming out of the Jobs Fund, which will be projects directly put forward by the Jobs Fund in the green sector. So working in areas such as bush regeneration, habitat protection. And this is very similar to what Anna Bligh has in Queensland with her own green army. And of course, we've still got the Green Corps that's working in with Job Services Australia.
Okay, and for apprentices at least, you also want every new apprentice from the start of next year, according to the documents we've been given, to undergo some green skills training as part of their apprenticeship. What sort of things are they going to learn?
Okay, so we're saying there that 30,000 apprentices will get green training. And this is happening now in privately. This sort of work is happening in TAFEs. A couple of weeks ago I was down at Swinburne College down in Melbourne, and local apprentices there were getting training in terms of green plumbing, so the use of grey water, water saving measures. The electrical apprentices were getting training in terms of energy efficiency. So these sort of fields are emerging, and we want to make sure that sort of green training, energy efficiency, water efficiency is built into the training program.
Does that mean a longer apprenticeship, a longer course?
No, it doesn't. It just means that...
Work.
more electives so that they're getting that sort of training. But you need to skill up the workforce, you need to skill up the lecturers, you need to skill up the instructors to make sure that they actually are able to teach it. So the training manuals, all the training procedures are going to have to change to ensure that there is a green element there. Now, in a lot of cases, this sort of training is already happening, but we've got to do more, because the transition to the low pollution economy is moving quickly, and when the CPRS is finally adopted, I mean, there is going to be a great demand for these sort of workers.
Now, as for the Labor conference itself, there has been a fairly general view that there's not a lot of fire in the belly on the conference. You've been around a lot of them, a former state party boss in New South Wales. Do you think the conference has lost its mojo, lost a bit of
not at all.
Feeling?
I mean, the feeling is great out there, and there is a feeling of cooperation, and really we're all working together on this. Everyone has got their sleeves rolled up, because we know we're in the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression, and we've got a job to do. And the main job we've got to do is keep people employed, keep creating jobs, and that's what the stimulus is all about. That's why we've got the 35,000 projects rolling out. But at the same time, the programs, the employment programs, to make sure that young people, long-term unemployed, are not missing out. I mean, today, the Liberal Party, I mean, in response to what we're creating jobs and training places in the new green economy, and what does Greg Hunt, the Liberal Party spokesperson for the environment, say? He says it's a waste to be creating these sort of jobs for the unemployed. Like, this just shows how out of touch the Liberal Party are. Yeah, they really have no plan. They've been there now. Malcolm Turnbull has been in his office for now over 310 days. He still does not have a jobs plan.
Yeah, but with respect, your plan still sounds pretty foggy as well as to whether these are jobs, training places, work experience or not.
But David, they'll be working in the new green economy, and at the same time, young tradespeople, young apprentices will be getting the training they need in terms of the new green low pollution economy, which will keep them employed for the future. Because this is not just about creating jobs just for the next 6 months. I mean, the Liberal Party, in terms of their old job network, it was just give anyone a job, whatever it took to get someone employed, but they weren't jobs that were going to be there for the long term. These are about jobs that actually will be there in the future.
All right, Mark Arbib, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, David.